just got my barn cam opening up everything. There's a receiver. There's only 3 main parts to the barn camera. That's the power supply for the receiver, the remote, some wires to connect to your TV, battery. These are all receiver parts there. Instructions, of course, always read the instructions. And then the transmitter is this big black box that'll go on the outside of your barn. I'll show you that in just a second. And then the camera, and this comes all assembled like this. And the camera is right here. Okay, and with the camera you get your screws in your bracket. So those are all the barn cam parts. The 3 main parts: the receiver, the transmitter, and the camera. All right. The first thing you do is take it apart, and what you need to do is remember which wires go with which. It's pretty easy here. The yellow goes to the yellow, the white to the white, and the red goes to the power supply. So you can't really make a mistake on that. All right. First, I have my handy dandy drill here. For a metal barn, the easiest way to do it, don't step on your pumpkins. The easiest way to do it is to remove one of these screws that are already on your metal barn and use that to mount the bracket. If you notice, if you unscrew this little doohickey there, the bracket will come off. That, and then it'll be really easy to screw up to the wall. That way you don't have to make any new holes in your barn or anything. Remember, when you mount the transmitter, you want to have a couple things. You want to have the bracket at the bottom, with the wire coming out of the bottom. Okay? Just like that. And then you want to face it towards your house. This is where the signal is going to be coming out and going towards your house. Okay? So it's going to go just like that. And then you're going to run the wire to the inside of your barn to connect to the camera. So to do that on a metal barn, it's pretty easy because the barns are rigid always, like this. They're ridged, and so you can usually find a spot to stick it in, either on the roof, up here, or at the edge here, something like that. So that's how you'd run the wires through. In the barn, I'm going to be mounting the camera right up here. Usually this stall is about a 10 by 10, maybe 12 by 12. So usually a corner is a really good spot. The camera comes about a 90-degree angle. So if you put it in the corner, you'll get the whole stall and you won't lose too much under the corner. A horse typically won't be standing right here in the corner anyway. So that's where we're going to mount it. The bracket really comes in 3 parts. There's a base that'll go here, and we're going to screw that to there, and then a stem that screws together into there, and then the actual bracket part that connects to the back of your camera. So
can you show that whole setup then?
Yep. So this is, let me get it all together. This is how it goes together, okay? And then your camera's going to go on the end of this into the back of your camera, and I'll show you that in just a minute. But to put it up, the easiest way is to put it up just with the base and then screw it all together. So we'll do that. The barn cam comes with the screws, which of course I can't find. There it is in my pocket. And they come in case you have to put it in drywall or something like that. But for the wood, it's really easy. We'll just grab our handy dandy drill and mount it up there. Just like that. And you can screw the bracket in. It comes with 3 screws. You can use 3. The cameras are really light, so they're all steel housings, but they don't weigh very much, so 1 screw will be enough. Or you can do all 3, of course, too. So here's your camera. Your camera really has 2 parts to it. The camera part and then the wires that'll run to your transmitter. Okay? There's 3 wires. There's a yellow, a white, and a red. The yellow goes to the one with the big connector, and sometimes people unplug these and you'll see the white could fit there, but then your camera won't work. You won't have sound and you won't have video. So if you want to have sound and video, the white goes to this gray one here, and the one with the big connector goes to the yellow. Okay? And then you'll just screw your camera onto here, like so. so. And then these are all adjustable, so you can do any angle you want or anything. And then you tighten this little set screw on the side here, and that'll keep your camera wherever you want it.
Is there a microphone in that camera?
Yep, very good question. Yeah, all the cameras have sound as well as the video. Okay, so here's our camera on here, and then the wire runs down. There's really two parts to there's the camera, and then the wire that attaches out to the transmitter that's on the outside of your barn. There's three wires here. There's a yellow, a white, and a red. The yellow goes to one with the big connector. The white goes to the other one, and the red goes to the only place it'll fit. Sometimes people unplug these when they're installing them, and then they plug them in the other way, and then the camera doesn't work. You won't have video or audio. So make sure that the one with the big silver connector goes to the yellow, and the other one will go to the white. Okay? And then these wires will run out to the transmitter, which is on the outside of your barn, and then they'll plug in right next to each other. There's 50 feet of cable here. The transmitter has 30 feet of cable, so there's 80 feet altogether. If you need extra cable, just give us a call and we can send you some of that too. Okay? So I'll show you how they connect together and plug in again. And then everything will be all assembled down in the barn. Then we need to go to the house and set up the receiver where you pick up the signal onto your TV. The camera's installed on the inside overlooking the stall. The transmitter's on the outside of the barn facing the house. And we have the two wires, the black wire is the one from the transmitter, remember 30 feet from the transmitter. It's running into the barn here. The camera cable is 50 feet, it's running from the camera. And this is just a receptacle in the middle somewhere, and that's where you can plug it in. So we're going to plug in each of these, and you can just use one outlet if you want. If you plug them like that, you can always use a surge protector. That helps in case you're going to have power surges in your barn. A lot of barns aren't wired very well. And then we're just going to make this connection here. We're going to do yellow to yellow, white to white, and we're all set. So then the signal from the camera is going to come down the yellow wire and the white wire for the audio, get power, and send the signal out to the transmitter, and that's going to go to your house. And that's our next step, is to set up the receiver at the house to our own TV. So here we are inside. We've got the TV, the receiver, cables, and make sure you turn the receiver on the side here. You'll see there's an on-off switch. You can turn that on. Okay, you're going to take the power supply out of its box and plug it in like that. And then you can see on the back of the receiver there's a couple different connections. One is a yellow one is a white one. That's for the if your TV has yellow and white jacks on it, which this TV does. The older TVs have the coaxial cable, and so you can do it either way you want. If you do the coaxial, then you have to set it to channel 3 or channel 4. Sorry, channel 3 or channel 4 to play on your TV. So we'll just plug that in. Alright. You'll see a light lights up on the front. There's 4 channels. You can do up to 4 cameras, all wirelessly to the same antenna here. This is the antenna. The signal gets picked up with this side that's got all the dots on it. So that's the side you want to have facing your barn. So I usually start with the receiver in a window facing the barn. We have a window right here, so we'll just turn it that way and we'll be okay. You can set it to whatever. We only have 1 camera, so we're going to put it on number 1. Your first camera is number 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. You can put it on auto if you have more than 1 camera, and you can set the time for how long it'll take to switch between the different things. So then we're just going to hook up our TV, which is the yellow and white. I already hooked up the back of the TV with it. And then, get my cables out of the way here. And just turn the TV, and if you did everything right, you should get your barn cam. There you go. So you can see the horse, you can see how the angle goes. The very corner of the stall, you're just missing about a foot on each corner, something like that. So, alright. It all has sound. You can adjust the sound with your volume control on your regular TV. Okay. So that's all there is to installing the barn cam. If you have any questions, you can always email us at sales@barncams.com or go to our website, barncam.com. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.